welcome back to the Made It Better Wanna Knits channel. I was on vacation last week. As you can see, I am all tan. I have one fake nail left that won't come off. I wore great big sunglasses at the beach, and so I have a weird tan line around my face, but I had a lovely time, and now I'm back to continue to share knitting and knitting related content with you guys. So this week, what we're going to be talking about is what to knit and wear in between seasons. Now, technically, I know there's no such thing as in between seasons. Season 1 ends, season 2 begins. However, I think we can all agree that there are periods of time that seem like they're in between seasons, and particularly this time of year, I'm mostly talking about September and October in the Northern Hemisphere, where it's not hot like it was in the summer, but it's not cold like it is in the fall. It's not hot enough to wear our linen cotton floaty little tank tops, but it's not chilly enough to wear our cozy sweaters. So we really need something kind of in between. So I picked out some patterns to share with you today that I think are great candidates for this sort of in-between seasons period, September, October, where the weather is unpredictable and it just doesn't match our general notions of what September or what summer and fall are supposed to be like. So overall, these projects are short sleeves. They are knit with yarns that maybe have some wool but are not 100% wool. And another consideration I like to have in mind is that they're layerable, because we really don't want to take the time to knit garments that we can really only wear for a few weeks out of the year. So a lot of these are going to be good for your September, October needs, but also will layer nicely when the weather gets cooler. And then at the end, I am going to share with you a peek at something I am working on as a mid-season potential design. I had a lot of fun looking through some project ideas for you guys. Obviously, I'll be sharing the photos here with you as well, and links will be included in the description box down below. Let us jump right in with the Darjeeling blouse. This is just adorable for starters. I don't know that I would personally wear it. I don't know if it really kind of fits my vibe, but it is darling. I love the construction of it. So this kind of hits a number of mid-season requirements. It is short sleeve, it is kind of a cropped body, so it's not going to be super heavy. It is knit in a sport weight yarn, but that sport weight yarn has some cashmere in it. So it is a cotton cashmere, Concept by Katia brand. I'm not really familiar with that. It is 90% cotton, 10% cashmere goat. And again, it is a sport weight yarn. So this is going to be really cute, knit in, again, something that's kind of a blend. You may, a sport weight yarn can be a little tricky to source. There just simply aren't as many of them. So finding a good blend that kind of comes close to the original might be a challenge, and I don't know how widely available that particular yarn is. You could probably pick something that has, I would not go 100% wool, again, just, for the one, because, we're talking about between season projects, but two, something that is written for yarn that is mostly a plant fiber is not going to necessarily behave the same way if you work it up in 100% wool. But you could maybe play with the blend of your fibers a bit. So again, this is it has a button front. You could actually layer it over something. And when the weather is starting to cool down, maybe you want something, an extra layer underneath, maybe a little tank top. You could leave the front open. I just think this is going to be really, really cute and pair with a lot of things easily in our between seasons period. At the way that the pattern is written, it would be, you know, cute with jeans or kind of any pair of pants. If you wanted to pair it with a dress, you might consider working the body a little shorter so it's a little bit more cropped. Again, you got a button down so it's easy to layer, which is especially helpful in seasons when the weather is unpredictable and maybe it's chillier in the morning and then you're cooled off in the cooling and then warms up in the afternoon. So Darjeeling blouse, I think, is going to be a really cute option to start off our list. Now it does say the pattern does include 3 different lengths for the body of the sweater, and it includes sizes extra small through 4X. It is rated as an intermediate. It has a few fiddly elements, but it is available for download on Ravelry for €8, which it says is about $9. The designer is Trust the Mojo. Presumably she has a real name, but that is the designer that is listed here. And if I recall, there is also a Darjeeling something else. There is a Darjeeling top, which is a sleeveless, more cropped tank top that still has the same buttons and is really cute. But for the purposes of mid-season, I think the short sleeve sweater version is going to be a good choice. Again, Darjeeling blouse tops off our list. Next up, we have a relatively new pattern from Caitlin Hunter. This is called Strumbly. This pattern was just released in July, so just a few weeks ago. And I think this one is really going to be nice for the transitional weather. The yarn is light. It is a light fingering, but it is a combination of yak and cotton. So obviously not going to be as hot as 100% yak or 100% wool or 100% alpaca because you've got half of it in cotton, but it's still going to be giving you a little bit more warmth than if this were a 100% cotton or linen project. It does have a little bit of openness in the stitch pattern. Some lace seems to be incorporated throughout, and then some cables as well. All right, so she specifically says, you know, recommends a yarn with some cotton or some linen so that you are able to still wear this in warmer weather. So definitely a good choice for our in-between season period. Anything with 50% yak is definitely a no-go for the summer, at least where I live. Your mileage may vary. Let's see. It looks like the pattern includes 6 sizes, which is not maybe what we have come to expect more recently. It's a little on the smaller side, but it is sized up to, let's see, the finished chest circumference goes from 44 to 73. And it says that it's designed to fit with 7 to 15 inches of positive ease, which is, even though the size range is small, given the recommended ease, the sizes included here should fit a wide range of bodies. So the particular yarn she uses is Kupa Baby Yak Organic Cotton by Myak. Myak, you know, is it Myak or Myak? It sounds like a noise a cat makes. Anyway, that company specializes in yak and yak blend yarns. It's a light fingering weight yarn, and there are plenty, I think, of substitutes out there if you wanted to maybe try something a little bit different. So this pattern again is called Strumbly, and it is available for $9 from Ravelry. And again, that one is by Caitlin Hunter. All right, this next top I am mildly obsessed with. This is the Lavender tank top. This is a pattern by Along Avec Anna, and it is knit in a 100% merino. So a 100% DK weight merino wool, maybe okay in sort of maybe later October, but with the short sleeves and the stitch pattern, which these chevrons, if you look closely, you can see that they create little eyelets throughout the pattern. I think that's going to give you a little bit more airiness there. And I also think you could probably swap in a DK weight yarn. I wouldn't do, again, 100% cotton, but something maybe that is a cotton wool blend or something like that. Is this a DK or is this a worsted? Yeah, so maybe like Knit Picks wool and cotton. That's a 50-50, I believe. Yeah, 50-50 wool cotton that maybe you could swap in here just to add a little bit more coolness, but still retain a lot of the qualities of the wool that you're going to need to sort of get the drape and definition that you're seeing in this design. So again, this is called a Lavender tank top. You can download it from Ravelry for $5.50 Great British pounds or $7.30. And the little hem tie in the back here is just so cute. Is it practical? No, but it's adorable and I love it. I really love the vibes of this, very like 70s. I think I would definitely go with a really 70s color palette for this. The pattern includes, a lot of sizes. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 sizes. So the pattern includes 14 sizes. It is in English and French, but all the information here is in metric. So my concept of metric numbers is really terrible. So I can't really kind of get a handle just glancing on it what exact sizes it fits. But with 14 sizes, it probably fits you. So it uses 3 colors. Obviously, you could use more if you wanted to, or fewer. I'm sorry, it uses 4 colors. 1 main color, 3 contrast colors, but you could mix that up, I am sure. The yarn in particular that she uses is, I guess, her own yarn, double merino from Along Avec Anna. This is so, it's just so adorable, and the finishing on it is so nice. This is really going to layer nicely. You know, it could be under a jacket or under a cardigan as the weather changes. And again, if you maybe look into, now I'm thinking about, the problem with doing these videos is that I get so many patterns that I want to then make, and I just don't have enough time ever to do anything. So yeah, and again, if you pick a yarn that maybe is not a 100% merino, but is a little bit more of a blend, that's going to maybe extend the period during which you can wear this, and you'll be able to wear it a little bit more in the sort of warmer but not hot months. So Lavender tank top, check that out on Ravelry from Along Avec Anna. The next one is another t-shirt that it is in a DK weight yarn, but the blend is a little bit crazy. So it's Remix Light by Barocco. 30% nylon, 27% cotton, 24% acrylic, 10% silk, 9% linen. Especially with all that nylon and acrylic, this is actually going to be kind of a warm t-shirt. But this is called the Pyramid Light by Minimi Knit Design. And that particular yarn, again, is a DK, and I'm sure you can find some other options in there. Maybe something like that is a cotton silk or a linen silk, because while silk is a plant fiber, it is not as breathable and it is a little bit warmer, but not as warm as wool. It is worked from the top down, and it just has these really interesting lines in it. You know, it's just sort of like a plain t-shirt kicked up a notch, really cute, and is going to just go with everything depending on the color you pick, and layer really nicely. So the pattern is available for 7.90 euros or 9 US in both English and Spanish. And it includes how many sizes? sizes. Here we go. It includes 10 sizes. So the finished bust circumference goes from 33 up to 70 inches. And the recommended ease is somewhere between 2 and 5 inches. So it seems like a pretty basic design. Just knits and purls, increases and decreases, nothing super complicated. So it is knit from the top down. I know a lot of people prefer their garments to be worked that way, so you are in luck. So again, just a really nice casual top. She looks a little bit like the top I'm wearing. That's gonna really blend kind of seamlessly into your wardrobe and be good. Depending on your yarn blend is going to be good for Nini weather. So Nini, like ni in Spanish means neither. So it's like, it's not this and it's not that. Nini. So again, that is the Pyramid Light. It looks like she has a heavier version of it as well. Let's see. The heavier version is worked in an Aran weight yarn. So, and again, that is from Minimi Knit Design. This next one, this was one of the projects that was released in the summer, and I was gonna put it on my summer pattern ideas, but the yarn wasn't right, but it is right for us now. So this is the Rolled Edge Tank. This is a design by Jessie Maid, and the yarn is a fingering weight, so it's light. It's Confluence Cotton by Farmer's Daughters. Why can't I say this? Farmer's Daughter Fibers. But it is 80% wool, 80% targhee, 20% cotton. So when we are getting into the October months, it is cool but not chilly. Something that is light in a fingering weight with half or a little bit more wool, but also some cotton is going to be a good choice. Now, if you are familiar with Jessie Maid, you know all her designs are size inclusive. So this includes, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, 9 sizes to fit measurements between 28 and 60 inches. So again, I just think this is really cute as kind of a basic tank that is going to be comfortable to wear in those in-between months, and then it's going to be really easy to layer once the weather gets cooler. This is available on Ravelry for $9. Again, the Confluence Cotton, Farmer's Daughter Fibers, that is you know, an indie dye that is a little pricier, but there are a lot of fingering weight yarn blends out there. Wool cotton ones as well. So maybe this is the Knitting for Olive. This is a light fingering, so I'm not sure it would be a great match. I would have to look at the, and this doesn't have the label on it anymore because I used most of it. But this is a 50-50, I think, cotton merino. Is it 50-50? I should look that up. No, it is a 70-30 cotton merino. So that blend is a little bit different, but it is still kind of mixing some of the best qualities of both wool and cotton. And the price point is probably going to be a little lower, but again, that is a light fingering. It looks like it is a little thinner. So you might have to play with your gauge a little bit if you were going to substitute that particular yarn, but you have lots of options. So again, Rolled Edge Tank by Jessie Maid Designs, $9 on Ravelry. And she also has like pay-as-you-go pricing if you sign up for her newsletter. The next one is kind of a classic. This is the Rift Tee. So this is a pattern by Jacqueline Slack. And this is about 5 years old now, so this might have been one of her first patterns. It's not really important. But this is just sort of a classic, comfy t-shirt pattern that, again, is gonna pair, you know, with your jeans, or if it's still warm enough for shorts or whatever, and then also transition well as a layer when the weather gets cooler. The yarn used here is Linnea by Little Fox Yarn, which is a merino cotton linen silk sport weight. Anyway, so you've got a blend that is some wool that's going to give you drape, a little bit of warmth, but also cotton, linen, and silk that are going to make it a little bit more breathable, a little bit airier, a little bit more flexible in terms of the season that you are wearing it in. The rift pattern, I am sure, must be available in many sizes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it includes 9 sizes, and she does include a list of about 10 alternative yarns from kind of $1 simple to $3 simple, so at a variety of price points as well. I really like, you know, from the outward it looks just kind of like a basic tee, but it has some nice like shaping and lines, you know, created in it that I think make it just a little bit more interesting. This is definitely another one that has been on my list, and you know, maybe I'll make it eventually. It also includes a long sleeve version if that is something you are looking for. It says lightweight bottom up knit, includes instructions for 2 necklines, optional bust darts, shorter long sleeves, and a custom fit bicep. So if you're familiar with Jacqueline's patterns, she really, you know, works hard to make patterns that are customizable for various body shapes and sizes. So I'm sure, even though like it looks kind of like basic, I am sure it is a very well crafted pattern, and is really going to guide you through how to get the exact fit that you want on this tee. All right, so again, that is the Rift tee, available for $8 on Ravelry from Jacqueline Cieslak. All right, this next one, all right, this one is not very practical, but it just came out a couple weeks ago. I absolutely love it. I would not wear it as shown. It absolutely, like, I would certainly make it longer. I might pull that neckline up a little bit. If I looked like the designer, I would absolutely wear it like this, but you know, I'm 43, not 25. But it's absolutely beautiful, and I think it would work really well as a layering piece as the weather gets cooler. So this is the Crumpet Camisole. This is by Park Williams, Park and Knit, and it is just so adorable. It's just too cute. So the yarn she uses here is a cotton, bombyx, whatever that is, linen, and alpaca. So again, this is not 100% plant fiber. You have some alpaca in there, and alpaca is a very warm fiber, but it's also very light. And that is, I think, paired with sort of the openness of the lace, what makes this a good transition, mid-season kind of piece. So as I said, I would definitely lengthen the body of this, and that should be pretty easy to do. Just work more. So it is knit from the bottom up. So if you want to lengthen the body, you know, that's a decision you have to make. You're not gonna be able to try it on. You're gonna have to, you know, take some measurements so that you get the body, the length that you want, but it's still just a matter of, you know, making more fabric for the body. And it is available in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sizes. It says 0 to 6 inches of negative ease, and the finished chest measurement is 28 to 56. So if you were wearing that with 6 inches of negative ease, that means it should fit up to a 62-inch bust. The yarn in particular is cotton lino or lino, I want to say lino, by the Wandering Flock, which is a sport weight. Not a lot of sport weight patterns here. I do think sport weight is kind of a neglected weight of yarn, and I like seeing more of it. So cotton lino from the Wandering Flock. I'm not familiar with this yarn, but it seems to be well liked by people who have reviewed it. Of course, the yardage is really low. So I don't know what, you know, the price point of that yarn is, but at 328 yards, the first the first 5 sizes only use 1 skein, unless you're gonna lengthen it. But I just think this is so adorable. Maybe a little impractical, but sometimes we need something impractical in our lives. So again, this is the Crumpet Camisole by Park Williams, $9 on Ravelry. All right, and the last one I have to show you, second to last one I have to show you, is a really kind of basic cable sleeveless top that I think just has some nice elements, and again is just going to transition well through your seasons. So this is the Phoebe top by Amy Sher, and it is fingering weight, and it is knit in 100% silk, the Knitting for Olive pure silk. So silk is a plant fiber, but as I said, it is warmer than cotton or linen, not as warm as wool. So it's going to make a nice transition fiber for this time of year. Combining that with the cables that are in this, which make a bit of a denser fabric, that is why I'm kind of including it here in our mid-season collection of patterns rather than the summer. So the pattern has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like it has 10 sizes, and then it has options for straight and curvy version. So it looks like if you have bigger boobs, you might want to knit the curvy version, which is, you know, most patterns are based on a bust circumference, but we're seeing a bit more of a push toward considering upper bust versus full bust, because when the difference between those numbers, so upper bust is like right under your underarm, and full bust is the fullest part of your bust. And the bigger the difference is between those sizes, the larger your boobs are, and you might need more space in that particular region of the garment. But if you just knit for your full bust circumference, everything else can end up being too big, just depending on, you know, what the style of the garment is. That's not true for everything. You know, a very boxy t-shirt that is supposed to have a slightly oversized fit, it doesn't really matter. But something like this, you don't want it to have like a super close fit, but you also don't want it to be super oversized. You want it to just kind of fit nicely, look nice, maybe a little bit structured. That's something to take into consideration. As I said, the main yarn she recommends is the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. She also suggests Saona by Wool Dreamers, which is a 50-50 wool cotton, again, a fingering weight. And so obviously using that, gonna make this even a little bit warmer. So again, she's got built-in bust darts for those who need them. She recommends a yarn that does have some good ply structure for the stitch definition for the cables. And it looks, I have not bought the pattern, but it looks like it's very comprehensive. She's really got a lot of detailed information in the notes. The structure of this one, it's worked from the bottom up in pieces with all over cable and seamed with mattress stitch. The seams serve the functions of allowing different bust darts and front widths to be worked for different bodies and to provide structure for the summer fibers used, which is important. She also has, it says, formats and accessibility, large format pattern file included with 22-point font. All images have alt text. All charts have a written version, so also very accessible. So again, really cute. Sleeveless top, a nice sort of not oversized, not close fit, straight fit, that's going to layer nicely as the weather cools down, and can be easily worn on its own during these transition months. Again, that is the Phoebe top. I love the name Phoebe, by Amy Sher, available for $10.50 on Ravelry. And now I'm going to do a shameless plug for my own pattern. This is the Odia top. I released this last month. As you can see, this is a sleeveless top, but it is worked in the Knitting for Olive cotton, merino cotton, which is 70% cotton, 30% merino wool. Again, personally, I think this is going to make a really nice layering piece as the weather does cool down. But you know, in September, October, when it's not right, we're not ready for layers yet, this is going to be nice worn on its own. I would not wear this in summer. I mean, I did obviously to photograph it, but it wasn't terrible. I was outside in the shade in the summer and it was fine. It was not, you know, necessarily a choice I would make, but it worked at the time. And but definitely it's going to be better as we get into kind of September and October. So this pattern is available in 10 sizes. It is worked from the bottom up in pieces and seamed. However, the armhole trim is worked simultaneously with the front and back. So once you're done, you just seam up the sides and you're done. Just a quick mattress stitch. It is intended to have a little bit of positive ease, so it is floaty and airy and comfortable. And again, it has that cotton merino blend, so you've got, you know, cotton so that it's more breathable. Wool is giving it some structure. Going to be a nice layering piece, and I am really looking forward to the weather here cooling down a bit. It's not too bad today, but it's rainy and humid, so it's only 76 degrees, but it's been raining on and off all day, and it's about 1,000% humidity. So I am looking forward to the weather cooling down so that I can actually wear this for fun and not just to take photos. So again, this is my odia top. It is available for $9 on Ravelry and PayHip. And when you sign up for my newsletter, you will get discount codes to be used.
Oh, hi Mom.
Hi.
Am I watching you do the video?
No, I'm almost done, but you don't need to watch me. 3 weeks until school starts, is that right? Is it 2 weeks? It's 2 weeks. It's 2. Okay. When you sign up for my newsletter, you get discount codes to use on my patterns. Again, odia top, can't wait to actually wear it. And I said I was going to show you a peek of a kind of mid-season design that I am working on, which right now doesn't really look like much, but it's getting there. So I am working, okay, so I am working on, doesn't want to stay focused, a little t-shirt design for the early fall, late summer, although let's face it, it's already August 7th, 8th, and I've only done this. But I am working on my own kind of transitional weather piece that is using a construction that has become more popular recently, which is a contiguous top-down drop shoulder. So basically you create a trapezoid for the upper back by increasing from your neck cast on, and then along those increase edges you pick up for the fronts. Then you're creating the back down to the armholes, the front over the shoulder and down to the armholes, and then joining for the body and any sleeves. So I am, let's see if I can find the photo here. I'm also going to be working on this sweater. That's separate. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, so just a basic little kind of t-shirt design idea I have. Nothing super fancy, but something that's going to be nice for transitional weather, worked in Camellia, or is it Camellia? Camellia Fiber Company flax fingering, which is a blend of 50% alpaca, 25% linen, 25% silk. So the colorway I picked is called Rosewood. This is, if you have been watching any of my videos, you know this is kind of like my go-to dusky pink color that I love. And it's, I don't know if you can see, with the alpaca in here, you have got a little bit of fuzz and a little bit of warmth. You also have a little bit of annoying things, these little, I don't know if you can see this. This is like a little piece of the flax. And some of those don't get spun in very well, and they just kind of start popping out. You just pull them out, or you can leave them in, giving a little bit of texture in there. So again, it's a cat this time. So I am working on that kind of little t-shirt design. I have no idea when it's going to be finished. I don't know if it's going to be finished for this season. I'm thinking that would be something that maybe would be early October rather than, so early fall rather than late summer. But I'm really having, you know, the yarn is really lovely. This is a fingering weight yarn. I don't know, I do have my swatch. So I am working this on a US 4, which is one size higher than the recommended needle size. But when I started, I figured that with the alpaca in there, it was gonna bloom a little bit when it was blocked, and that is the case. So when I first started, it looked a little thin for the gauge. The cat is trying to chase the yarn. But once it was blocked, it kind of filled in the gaps, and I think it looks nice at this gauge. You can see it's light and airy and drapey. Let's see if I can get the cat to jump up here. Come on. Get it. Okay. So that is a little mid-season project that I currently have going, and hopefully we'll be making some more progress on. But again, I do these videos, and then all of the patterns that I pick out, I want to cast them on immediately, and it just starts to get complicated. So hopefully I will not get sidetracked. All right, so there you have it. I believe that was 9, although I didn't count too closely. Patterns to knit and wear as we move from summer into autumn, and the weather is unpredictable, and it's not hot, it's not cold, it's somewhere in between, and we need something that is going to fit the bill and then transition well as a layering piece for cooler weather. If you have a favorite transition pattern that you love and would like to share, please leave a comment. Links to all the patterns will be in the description box down below. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you found it useful or entertaining, I hope you will give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. New knitting related content every Saturday. If you were looking for me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Media Peruana, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye. Show everyone your beautiful work. Look at that. Look at this baby. All right, but she doesn't like to be held. Look at that. All right, here you go.